chakras embody wisdom and profound intelligence. Your life story is encoded there, along with your struggles, your losses, and wins. The word chakra means disc, vortex, or wheel. Where meridians are an energy transportation system, the chakras are energy stations. The chakras are centers of swirling energy located at 7 places on the body, from the base of the spine to the top of the head. Each regulates specific organs, hormones, and aspects of your personality. Each chakra can be cleared and balanced. This is actually, it can be a short process, it can be a long process. It just depends on what shape that person is in. But it usually will take at least a good half an hour, or maybe an hour. It just depends. But I'm going to do a kind of speeded up version, but just so that you can see how you do this. This is, I would say, if you wanted to help a member of your family out and you haven't learned all the skills or can't remember what to do next, if you can remember this, you can help them, okay? You don't have to know absolutely what's happening all over the body. You don't have to know a lot of information. Clear their chakras and you're going to help them. And sometimes you can help them profoundly so. Sometimes it's amazing how much you can help a person. If I don't have much time with someone, I always want to do their chakras. It also gives you a great deal of information about the person and about their energies and about their vulnerabilities to illness that you become more and more sensitive to the more you do this. So the first time out that you might try doing this, you might not think, well, I don't know what any of that meant. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to know. You can know that simply by doing this, you're making a positive impact on their health. But I'm going to show you how you can test. And this is how. What you do is you take the person's arms and they're going to stretch their arms high and turn the back of their hands, the back of their wrists together. And I'm going to place my hands underneath, in between their arms and underneath their wrist. And I'm going to ask her to resist as I try to pull her arms apart. Now I'm going to tap her at 7 places. I'm going to tap her on her chakra points, okay? So to prepare you, I'm going to start from your pubic bone, go all the way to the top of your head, okay? So I'm just going to do 2 taps, and I'm going to pull. And you hold together, okay? Now I'm going to tap at the 2nd chakra, which is right here. And I'm going to back up a minute. I'm going to talk, you put your arms down in between each one because I'm going to tell you a little bit about the chakras, okay? This is it, a very short version, okay, of chakras because there's so much about chakras. But the root chakra, which is, it's at the bottom of the trunk of your body, over the pubic area, it governs survival issues. It governs also everything in that area that's physical, but it also governs early issues in your life, even ancestral things that might have carried forth on your DNA. It governs very base things, and of course sexuality, all things like that. So that's the root chakra. And if a person shows weak on it, it doesn't mean that they've got lots of trouble in those areas. It doesn't mean that at all. But it could mean that there's a problem, but it could also mean that the person's going through some shifting and through some changes, and it tends to just need to be cleared sometimes, okay? So I'm going through all 7 and test them. So the 2nd chakra, I do the same thing, put the arms and the hands back to back, and I tap at the 2nd chakra, which I call the womb chakra, and it sits between the pubic bone and the belly button, and 2 taps and pull. Okay, are you holding together? Okay. Now the second chakra is, it's where the womb is, where we carry babies. And it's where most of your dreams come out of your second chakra and your creativity. And it's a chakra of feeling and the early child inside of you. And it's not a very linear chakra. It's more of the fun and the joy and maybe some early times in your life where life was good. Okay? And each of these chakras also have different colors. Now, if you read a book, they will say that the colors range from red at this end to violet at this end. But I rarely see anybody who's a textbook case, okay? We all have different colors because you're unique. You are unique. Your energy is unique. Your colors are going to be different, and as you go through something different, your colors will reflect that. So now Marianne has a wonderful, it's interesting, it was you, Becky, you both have indigo on your second chakra. Now that usually means that, first of all, you probably have some natural healing abilities yourself with indigo on the second chakra. Indigo is the color that you usually see at the third eye, okay? So to have it in your second chakra, there's something embedded deep that's on the, well, she's very creative. You both are very creative people. So a lot of creation is in the second chakra too. But there's an intuitive sense. There is a knowing that, that sense of just knowing in your gut. That second chakra knowing, and it's very strong on somebody who has indigo in their second chakra. And it's a very strong mother color also. All right, now the third chakra. We're going to tap between the belly button and the rib cage. I'm going to do 2 taps, and I'm going to pull. Now look at that. She's strong on her third chakra. Do it again. She's very strong on her third chakra, so you will have different experiences on different chakras. The third chakra is the solar plexus. It deals with finding the balance between what you have to do in this world and your more maybe your instinctual nature, like this is more what I have to do, what I need to do, what I should do, what I'm supposed to do, what I got to do, those kinds of things. And also a sense of self-esteem or identity or power, those kinds of things also. I have the sense with her, because of her colors, both of those things. She has a good sense of self, a good sense of who she is in her world, etc. And she's also run by some of those things of what I have to do, need to do, supposed to do, got to do, those things. Am I right?
This is very...
Oh, I didn't let you know you were going to get all of this. But she's strong on her solar plexus. Now I'm going to come along to her heart chakra and tap right there, and I'm going to pull there. Okay, the heart chakra. She's got a wonderful heart, so it doesn't mean at all but something's going on, and maybe I can even tell you a little bit about it as I clear it a bit. But the heart chakra, it deals with that sense of love, of oneness with the world, and that sense of love that you have for other people and compassion. And with Marianne, she has something actually very interesting because she's got a lot of maroons here, which maroons, my own way of feeling about it is that maroon is somebody who, let's see, she can live with the contradictions. Like, she's not going to be super judgmental. She will somehow find a way to give that person a bit of space about something and have compassion more. It's like this is somebody whose heart has been tried and it's a good heart. It's an old heart. It's an old heart. Okay, now I'm going to come to the throat chakra. 2 taps, and the throat chakra is fairly strong too. Pretty good anyway, okay? And the throat chakra governs a lot of things. It not only governs about speaking up and saying what you need to say, but it governs, it's a balance between your head and your heart and your body. So all information has to go through your throat chakra, and vice versa, it has to go back up. So your throat is like a bridge between all the other chakras. So sometimes when you get something on your throat, it has nothing to do with your throat at all. It's the reason why there's a lot of lymph there and tonsils there that take care of the toxins from your body. Your throat does that for you. So, and it's very clear. There's something else. Even though you've got stripes, you can still see something on you. She's got a lot of aquas here, lots, and aqua is a color that sometimes you see on the throat chakra, but she's got every shade. She's got about 7 shades of aquas. So I would, that has meaning. That has meaning. It could mean that she has learned to speak up more in her life, or it could mean that she's fine. The throat also deals with balance, so she's finding her balance better in life. So there's a lot of qualities that she's dealing with in her life. This is kind of a quickie, but just so that you can see what you can start to get from the chakras. Now, at the third eye, she's very strong, okay? The third eye is your mind and how it works, and it's also a visual seeing or being able to kind of know into the future and plan. And sometimes a person is very psychic from their third eye also. Now you have a lot of strength there. My sense about you is that her third eye, she is much stronger here than she even knows. That, shall I say all of this? She's got actually a lot of strong energy here, and it looks just like it's a little covered over, because maybe sometimes when your mind is strong and you think and you deal with a lot of things, you don't tend to rely on this as much. Okay? Now the top, the crown chakra, that's really good. The crown chakra opens you to prayer and inspiration and channeling. It can link you to a sense of the oneness of all things. So that's very, very strong on her, and it's a connection to, other people and just picking up energy elsewhere. Now, I'm going to show you now how you would clear a chakra. And I won't spend a long time on them, okay? But you can first you want to rub your hands together and shake them off, so that you bring sort of a balanced, centered energy to that person. And then use either both hands or one hand and make counterclockwise circles. I would stay here about 3-5 minutes, something like that. If I really wanted to delve in and stay and really find out a lot and move a lot of energy, I'd stay much longer than that, much longer. Because you can go through 7 layers on a chakra of energy, and you can feel yourself after a time. You get more and more sensitive. Okay? You could say, whoa, something's there. Whoa, I can feel that energy. And so it's a great thing to begin with if you want to feel energy. Second here. Okay, now since we don't have a lot of time, I'm going to show you something really interesting. I could stay here a long time. There's a lot of shifting and changes, but I'm just going to show you something. I'm going to now go in a clockwise direction. Clockwise just kind of, counterclockwise clears the energy out, and clockwise kind of smooths it out again. Now, I haven't done this very long, but you'll see that it'll make a difference. Second here. Okay, just the root chakra. Okay, I'm going to tap, and you hold. I could get it stronger, but I haven't done it very long. But now watch, the second chakra that was out, it gets energy because the energies travel up. So she was out, she was fine on, okay, a little bit on her heart, see if it got some. Okay, it didn't get enough. Okay, so we're going to go to her heart. We're going to just do wherever is needed. It's just like stirring a pot of soup or something. And you feel all the different ingredients, and it's wonderful to do, and it's wonderful to get. I love having my own chakras done because it just sort of clears everything inside of you and just enables you to be more present in the world. Now, I can really feel this energy moving a lot too. Now, if you stayed with this and worked with it for a long time, you'd start, like if I spent an hour here, I'd tell you every little thing, if she let me, that I could feel. Okay, tap. Now, she fixes pretty fast, okay? She fixes pretty fast. Let's see if it went up into her throat at all. And it did. So the energy will travel up. And that's basically what you do. You just travel up a person's body and do all 7. And then you'll find that they're very, very strong. And what it looks like is that chakra energy spins out in front of the body. It goes deep inside of the body, and it begins to spin out and pushes your aura out further. And so to have your chakras spinning just is really, really, it feels great. And you find it is an evolving kind of thing because you empty out some of the stuff that you might be stuck on, either physically, emotionally, just stresses in your body. You can move out of your body. All right. Okay. Any one of you can do this. You don't have to have any more skills than you have right now. You will never hurt anybody to do this. You lay somebody down and you can test them or just start clearing them. And and the longer you stay with the chakras, the better it feels. And it's just great. It's great to do. You know, when you were little, when you had a stomach ache, do you remember how you would just spin your hand and it goes in a counterclockwise direction? It pulls out the negativity. There's something instinctual we do. And but I would suggest everybody try that because you can't hurt anybody and it can only help. I will take one thing back and say, if you ever find somebody is starting to get a headache, okay, it's because you pull the energy up that might be toxic from below. Just then go down from their head and start taking it down, and you'll take it out of their head. That's the only thing I've ever known where somebody said, whoa, I'm getting a headache. Now, if you kept going, you'll just take it off the top of their head. But if they don't want to wait until you get to their head, then go the other way, and the headache will go. Okay? But most definitely, anybody here, if you have some particular, well, if you have a chakra, you know that some body part of you is under that chakra that needs help, you absolutely can do that to yourself. You can do that to yourself. When I have had heartache over something, I will begin to spin it. And usually I'll touch at first. I'll just feel until I feel like I really hooked it, and then I'll just keep spinning and spinning until it feels like I can breathe again. And so it really does work. It works. Okay. Now, in summary, to test the chakras, you lift the person's arms straight up so that their fingers are reaching toward the ceiling. The back of their wrists are touching. You're going to tap at 7 stations. Tap twice. 2 taps, and then lay your open hands in between their closed wrists, but below the wrist, and pull out as they resist trying to hold. You look to see what the resistance is. You do this at 7 stations. Now, this is a summary of how to clear the chakras. To begin with, you want to clear your own energies before working on somebody else's energies. So just rub your hands together as hard as you can and shake it off. And then either take both hands or one hand and make counterclockwise circles over each of the chakras. You might stay here from 3 to 5 minutes, something like that, although it might be individual also and be less or more. It becomes quite intuitive after a time. But after about 3 to 5 minutes, shake your hand off of any energy you might be feeling in your hand, and then begin in a clockwise manner to spin the energy and even it out. You do all 7 in this same manner, ending in a clockwise pattern. There is one exception to this pattern, and that is if you have a man or boy, a male figure, lying down in front of you and you are clearing that person's chakras, when you get to the top of their head, it is reversed. The energy first goes clockwise first, and second goes counterclockwise. That's the only exception. A male is different at the top of his head. Chinese sages carefully observed the earth's seasons, and they gained amazing insights into the way nature conducts her business. They found in the seasons of nature analogies for understanding the growth and cycles of all things under heaven. The name of the Chinese system is often translated in the West as the 5 elements. That's because the early pictograms depicted what was familiar, what was concrete and observable, like the elements of water or wood, fire, earth, and metal. But it's really about the processes in nature, not her static forms. In fact, the literal translation is the 5 walks or the 5 movements. Each season has its own rhythm, and each person's energies vibrate to a unique rhythm that is a blend of the 5 rhythms. For instance, when I look at someone who the Chinese would call a winter or water element person, the energy literally has a watery, languid, rolling quality, and this manifests in the way the person walks and talks. Each rhythm has certain strengths and certain vulnerabilities. And over the course of our lives, there's a force within us to develop those rhythms that are not naturally strong. Life moves us toward balance. And I will be showing you 5 exercises for coming into better balance with each of the rhythms. I'd like to say that these exercises I'm going to present I cannot claim as my own, though they have changed over the years and become more and more mine, or more and more what will work with different people. But variations of these exercises have been done for literally thousands of years, especially in China, but in other cultures as well, as they know that these exercises that also embody emotions or spirit really have great impact on your health. This first exercise is winter element with the emotion of fear and the rhythm of flow. It's called blowing out the candle, and it is especially helpful when you're caught in that emotion of fear. And it's best to sit down either on the floor or in a chair. And if you just wrap your arms around your knees, you can bring them up to you so that you're kind of in a fetal position. And again, it is called blowing out the candle. So you imagine that there is a candle in front of you, and you literally begin to blow out the flame just slightly above your head. And the sound is the same sound as blowing. It's like, So you just begin to rock your body when you're in that emotion of fear and blow. And you go. And you literally stay with that motion until you experience that feeling of fear dissolving, and it will. This next exercise is for the season of spring, the rhythm of staccato and the emotion of anger. So in order to expel the venom, when you are feeling especially angry and you can't get rid of your anger, you can't calm down and you really need to, here is what you do. You're going to swing your arms up over your head, turn your hands toward yourself, make a fist, and with power, just take a deep breath in and pull your arms down and blow out and go. And open your hands and swing them up again and turn your hands toward you and pull your arms down with some real strength and power. Go. And one more time, bring your arms up and make a fist and pull your arms right down in front of you and expel the venom. For the exercise of the season of summer, which is the rhythm of chaos and the emotion of hysteria, to take down the flame. You move your hands up over your head on an inhale and clasp your fingers together. On the out breath, take your thumb down to the top of your head and just let your air out of your throat with the sound of. Take a deep breath in again and leave your hands here. And on the out breath, let your thumbs come down to the middle of between your eyebrows. Take a deep breath in again. And let your thumbs come down to the middle of your chest to a point there called a sea of tranquility. Leave your thumbs here as you take another deep breath in. And as you let your breath out, take your thumbs down to your belly button and triangle your fingers over your hands over your second chakra. And as you let your breath out, you flatten your hands and let your hands just slide down your legs all the way to the floor and just hang. Take one very deep breath here and release. And just lift up very, very slowly, putting one vertebrae on top of the other, and lift your shoulders back and drop them. You will have taken down the flame. This next exercise is for what is commonly thought of as Indian summer. But in truth, it's for that portion of time between seasons that we call the solstice equinox. And it is for earth element. It is for the rhythm of lyricism, a lyrical rhythm. And it is the emotion of sympathy for self. So the exercise is called cradling the baby, and you literally hold your middle here as if you had a baby in your arms, and you just hold tight with taking your own feelings into your own body and thinking that you are cradling yourself as a baby, and just rock yourself a little bit until it feels just right to let go, and very slowly just reach your arms up high and begin to stretch one arm up and then the other. Just look up to the heavens and stretch your being, and very slowly bring your arms down and fold over, hanging towards the ground again. Take one deep breath here and let go. And very slowly lift up the inside of your legs with your hands, going up the inside of your body, and then bring your arms back into a cradling position again, literally sending down compassion for self, gratitude for yourself, just bringing yourself